Hey, good morning.
Hi, Madhusmita. Good morning.
Morning, Ritika.
Hi, Richa.
Hi, Ritika. Hi.
Okay, so I'm leaving now. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Richa. Good morning.
Just a second. I'm trying to figure out why has it opened in browser and not in the app. I'll drop and rejoin. Okay, just don't drop. Hi, folks.
Hi, Richa.
Hey. Himanshu, you are going to be the PO since Richard is out and you are the VP.
Okay.
Do we have a timer yet?
No, I'll try to play the role of the timer.
I can take up timer as well. Garima is the only one pending. She's in. Do we have a date? Anshu, are you going to be the timer or do you want me to take it up?
You can take the timer, then I'll take our counter and grammarian role.
Grammarian Priya is there.
Okay.
You have to do the PO.
SAA would start.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Over to you, Garima.
Thank you. I'm audible? Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. My name is Garima, and I'll be the sergeant of arms for today's meeting. I welcome all of you to 142 meeting of the Speakers Squad Toastmaster Club. Before I begin with the meeting, I would like to mention three ground rules that we have and we need to follow in every Toastmasters meeting. The first one, we don't discuss the sensitive topic that's about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain yourself speaking about these. Second, put yourself on mute if you're not speaking. And third, turn off your video if you're stepping out of the meeting. Now, coming to the next thing, that is about setting the mission of our Toastmaster Club. So everyone, like in their personal life, we also have a mission for our Toastmaster Club, and that is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop their communication skills as well as their leadership skills. So with this, I would like to call this meeting open and also want to invite our presiding officer, Toastmaster Himanshu. So
Thank you, Garima, for the introduction. Actually, let me start with some of the updates about the club. I think we have only recently started meeting again. 3 weeks we couldn't meet, and last week was the one we have started. I think we start gaining momentum from now on. And one of the things that we kind of get bothered about is how do we fill up the roles every quarter. There are other responsibilities that are coming in terms of addition of members, and there is also one request that Garima you have been making about payment of 500 rupees. So whoever hasn't paid, I would urge them to kind of pay so that we can get on to the main part of improving ourselves. Now coming to today's meeting, it's a continuation of last theme that Garima had chosen about leadership. I'm curious to see what are we going to discuss today on leadership values. How is it going to be a continuation? And that was one of the pull for me in this meeting. And how are we going to take it to a logical conclusion? With that said, I will now invite TMOD Garima to talk about the theme and take the session forward.
thank you, Toastmaster Himanshu. It is my pleasure to be hosting you as TMOD once again. And I welcome all of you once again for this session with me. And I hope this today's session you'll have good takeaways with this session as well. So before I begin, I first want to thank you, all of you, whoever has paid the fees that we had asked for everyone. It is for actually for recognizing people on their achievements so that they feel motivated. Honestly speaking, I haven't followed up with anybody, and you all have seen my updates and they have been doing it. So I'm so thankful to all of you because I haven't gone and personally asked to anybody that you have to pay. So I think it's one or twice that Richard might have asked. So I'm so thankful that everyone, that gives me a sense that you all are motivated, you all want to continue in this journey, and so that's really great. And all I'm looking forward, like TM Himanshu said, that want people to proactively take role so that we can conduct this meeting more efficiently rather than looking to fill up role on the last minute, right? So that would be a great support from all of you to run our club meetings successfully. Now, just to get started with the theme of the meeting, as you already know that I'll be speaking about values, leadership and values. Before I begin about values, I just want to understand from you guys, uh, anyone wants to speak about why values are important, whether one should have values or not, or anyone has any specific values that they continue, they carry, and they feel that it's really important for them? Probably these are the things that we will be discussing in today's meeting, and you will learn more about it. So to begin with, values everyone has the values, but not many people demonstrate that. It is very, very important that you demonstrate through your behaviors. Value determines how you execute leadership, how you create an environment for your team and take your company to the success or take yourself to the success. It is a personal identity of a person. Many people say that I am this, I am that, or I have this quality, this trait. But when it comes to execution part of it, many people are not able to demonstrate the same thing. And that distinguish between a leader that who is able to influence people than others. People tend to follow those people who they feel that demonstrating what the values that they speak about. So this is about demonstration of the values, which is one of the important thing. Now let me just give you a gist of what are the various values, and each one might have your own value, but just to ask a simple questions. uh, you are all working in your organization and you might have seen that value organization or workplace values is one of the important thing. At least in my organization also have their values, and they tend to enforce that people undergo those mandatory trainings to understand what is their organization values, and these mandatory trainings, and everyone goes through that. And at least in my organization where I work with, is it the same for you guys as well? Do you have that workplace values defined at your organization, and it is a mandatory training that you go through, and it just to imbibe those values in yourself so you represent company's culture? Okay, now just to come to the next section of the meeting, wherein I'll be just give you a just how the meetings will be conducted. So as a normal Toastmaster meetings, we have three sections in every meeting. The first one is prepared speeches, wherein our speaker will deliver the speeches from their pathway projects, and these speeches will have a set objectives and individual evaluator. The second section will be the table topic master, where table topic master will give you a topic, and anyone will be allowed to speak impromptu on a provided topic. Last section will be the evaluation, where our general evaluator and their team provide feedback to everybody who speak through the meeting. So that's how our meeting is going to be. Now I would like to call our general evaluator, who is the product manager by profession and passionate about using technology to solve the real world problem. And so he also enjoys yoga and reading books and spending time with the family. So give a huge round of applause for our general evaluator, who's TM Himanshu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Garima. So as you were mentioning about values, I could resonate with a recent training that I went through on values when I joined a new company. One of the first sessions is about values, and since we have a support product, so the acronyms are also related to support, which is CHAT, CHAT.
Oh.
H stands for happy work environment, C stands for craftsmanship, A is agility with accountability, and T is true friend of the customer. So these are values that, it's more like an indication to everyone that you can't step outside these values. You may not be able to perform well in your role, but these values are a must for success in the organization. It kind of sets up the culture well.
Exactly.
As part of today's meeting, I'll play the role of general evaluator. I will introduce my tag team, and I will also talk about the speech evaluators. Today we have one speech, and that will be evaluated by Toastmaster Richa. We have in my tag team, I will play the role of AHA counter. For timer, again Toastmaster Richa will step in. For grammarian, Toastmaster Priya will step into the role. Toastmaster Priya hails from Odisha, and she's a senior consultant and ENY. She's smart, talented, and kind. She loves reading, writing, and traveling. I would urge each one of the tag team to kind of introduce their roles as well. So over to Toastmaster Priya.
Hello, everyone. So as a grammarian of the day, my task is to give you all with the word of the day. So the word of the day for today is gingerly, very cautious or careful. I'll ping this in the group. I'll ping this in the chat as well. Request all of you to use it as much as possible. And I'll be back at the end of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator. Thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. Next, I'll ask Toastmaster Richa to introduce her role of timer. Before that, Richa is, participating in the international speech contest. She has already cleared 2 levels. On May 5th, there is the next area level contest. I would urge everyone to go and attend. I'm going to personally go and attend it in the Shell Toastmasters Club. Richa is also distinguished Toastmaster for our club, and she has held many roles in the stints. Since 2018, she has been a Toastmaster. And Toastmaster Richa loves sports and loves to work out. She also loves solving puzzles. Over to Toastmaster Richa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Himanshu. Hello, everyone. I'm back in our club meetings after a really long time, maybe a month or so. Here today, I'll be playing the role of timer, and as Toastmaster Himanshu said, right, the role of timer is, I don't know whether he introduced that, I forgot, but yeah, the role of timer is to make sure that we are all in time so that everyone gets fair opportunity to participate in this meeting, to speak. And that's the reason we will make sure that we display the time limits and people know how much have they spoken for. So here it goes. For the prepared speech section, the time limit is today, since we have an icebreaker speech, the time limit will be 4 to 6 minutes for it. At 4 minutes, you will see a green card in my background like this. At 5 minutes, you will see a yellow background. At 6 minutes, you will see a red background. So this will be your cue that your timing is up and you have 30-second grace period after the red card comes up to wrap up your speech. For the table topic section, the timing is 1 to 2 minutes. And at 1 minute, you'll see a green card. At 1.5 minutes, you will see a yellow card. At 2 minutes, you'll see a red card where you, after which you'll have to wrap up your speech in the next 30 seconds. Same for evaluation. You will have 2 minutes green card, 2.5 minutes yellow card, 3 minutes red card, and 30 seconds to wrap up the speech after red card. Make a note that you should try and speak for a minimum time duration so that the green card comes up and not really exceed beyond the 30-second time limit. With that, all the best, everyone. Tread gingerly on the time, and have a happy meeting, everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster Himanshu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richa. That was a very gingerly speech about the rules and regulations today on the timers. I would go back to Toastmaster Garima to take it forward. I will ask my tag team to share the reports when called upon to do so.
Thank you, Toastmaster Himanshu. So let us we just get started discussing some of the values and their importance. Now, to begin with, the first value, the one of the most important values is communication. Communication strategy is not just the part of the game, it is the game. We all are here learning to communicate, public speaking. Your work to getting things done at workplace, giving a constructive feedback, taking a feedback, influencing people, nothing can go without having a proper communication knowledge. What words to choose, what time to speak, how do you communicate? That is one of the important values that a leader must exhibit. Great leaders have this sense when they should speak, what choice of the words and how they should communicate their ideas to influence people. So communication is one of the key value of a leader. Now the second one, which is also one of the important one, is vision. Can anyone share what they feel the difference between goal and vision?
Vision is a long-term thing. Goal is
Exactly.
maybe short-term. Plus, goal is
Exactly.
something which is actionable. Vision is it's not something actionable. It's how you want to see the future, or based on that you
Exactly,
define the
DTM.
goals.
Exactly. That's what I was looking forward to. So on a day-to-day basis, you will have goals and you have set timelines to achieve those goals. You will have an action, clear action defined. But vision is usually 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years that a leader see how they want their organization or their team to be, or how they see themselves. How they see themselves 10 year down the line, 15-year down the line, what they want to accomplish. They will have a picture, and that they will align everyone to actually paint that picture for themselves. So that is a vision, and having a good vision, thinking about not just a quarter, not just a year, but about the decades, how your company's reputation or your reputation, or how you want to be perceived by the people in next 10 years, 20 years. So that is a, not anyone be able to see what they want to do. Having a vision is really important, because once you have the vision, I think this is a concept which was very popular some a few years ago. It's about having a vision board. You actually pick up the pictures, put it in your vision board, and tend to see every day, because you want to reach that place. You don't have a clear action plan, but you somehow want to achieve that. So a vision board is nothing but a picture form of your vision, and having a vision and getting your team aligned to that vision is one of the key values a leader should have. Now, without wasting much time, now let us we go to the first section, which is the prepared speech section. And for that, I would like to invite our evaluator, who's DTM Richa. So DTM Richa, would you set the objective for our first speaker?
Thank you, Toastmaster Garima. Hello, everyone. I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Ravi's speech today, and Toastmaster Ravi is attempting his icebreaker speech, which is the first speech in any Toastmaster path that you choose. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and understand the basic structure of public speaking. With that, all the best, Toastmaster Ravi, and back to you, Toastmaster Garima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richa. So let me just give you a short introduction about Toastmaster Ravi. So he's a digital marketing by profession and loves to read, love to travel and adventure, and he keeps it simple. And he's also a fitness enthusiast, by the way. Welcome to the club. Our DTM Richard, TM Richard, both are inspiration for me. And you have joined this club. So we have one more people. We would look forward to this journey of yours as well towards fitness, what regime you follow and how do you maintain yourself. So that is other thing. But now just I would like to invite you to come forward and deliver your first speech. So TM Ravi, speech title Communication Attack, and the Communication Attack, TM Ravi.
Perfect. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Have you ever felt your heart thumping so hard that you fear that it's going to come out of your mouth at any time? Have you ever felt your mind go so numb that you forgot how to think? Have you ever felt that your chest is so heavy that it might just throw you off balance and your eyes are so blurry that you just can't focus on one point? So, fellow Toastmasters, this was the experience of my first communication attack, dated back to my college days, where I had inadvertently picked up what I thought was an easy half credit course of communication class. And through this duration of the course, we were uh, learning the nuances of communication. And then comes the time to take on the final assignment, which is delivering a speech amongst, say, at least 100 to 150 um, audience. So by nature, I was very confident with the preparation. I had been I had been active in communication classes and also debates as a child. So I was very confident, and at the same time, my planning was very in depth in terms of the topic that I've chosen. But as I was gingerly going on to the stage and the dais to see what I can deliver, all the consequences or all these synopses that I've just explained happened. At first, I thought it might just be a heart attack, but not to be. So it was a very humbling moment for me. It was something that I've experienced for the very first time. And I just went there and vomited whatever I could, right? So that's the when push comes to shove, that's probably something that we all have done at some point of time. But once I came back from the dyers and once I sat down, and also once the rush of the blood has settled down a little, I began to think, okay, such an idiot. How could you do that? You have prepared so well. What happened right there? You were so good when you were practicing and all that stuff. Then I tried to put my emotions aside and thought about what can be the logical explanation of what just happened, right? Because I can't be that bad. I was not that bad prior to the actual delivery. That's when I tried to diagnose and got to the conclusion that it was an issue of confidence. Now, when we say confidence, right, it's a very, very broad term. Was I, in general, not a confident person? No. I was very confident with the people I talked to, with one on one interpersonal communication, also in the sports that I play or in academics and all that stuff. So, why did it not carry forward to a certain new trait? Then I understood that just like playing football, you have to start from, say, scratch for communication as well, or public speaking as well. And the only difference with public speaking is it is a very harsh skill to learn because you're just on the spotlight, and every little backlog or a gap that you might have is just displayed to whatever crowd you're trying to communicate to. So this is where I try to further break down on what are the nuances that are required. And the first thing that I understood was probably I'll have to desensitivize myself on going into the big stages, right? So I was very sensitive to certain thoughts like, oh, am I walking correctly to the dais? Or is am I sounding good on the microphone? Or is everyone in the room looking at me? And if they are looking at me, why are they looking at me? Right? So all these things have brought me into that emotional turmoil. And this is where I thought, okay, for public speaking, I think one major learning, like Lord Krishna has said, is do your work. And then probably the diagnosis of the work comes later. And this is where I try to desensitize myself. This is where I've joined few debate clubs, speaking clubs, not Toastmasters at that point of time. And I try to be a little more active, try to improve my vocabulary so that the flow of communication and the sentence formation is also good and is up to the mark. And long story short, I have been very active in this space and went on to host some events, went on to address good crowd. But again, I realized that this communication attack has never really stopped. It's not an I dealt with it process at any point of time. It happens to me every single time. To be candid, I think it's very minute version of that communication attack just happened to me before I start my speech right now, right? And I think it's also very um, logical and very uh, susceptible for us to understand that okay, this is going to happen and it's going to happen in multiple fronts at multiple stages, but it's all about how we tone it down, how we are okay with it, and how we are also get in peace with the whole effect of this emotional turmoil. So I would like to then quote one particular instance where I think I have handled this whole process a little better is when I had been shortlisted as a host for one of my past company events where I had to address say 300 odd crowd. And this is for a cultural event, and I was doing an MC for a fashion walk. And since there has been at least 200 to 300, and this was open amphitheater with a lot of crowd coming my way, I had minimum time to adjust to the crowd, and the whole lighting of the setup has completely gone numb at one instance. This is when I had to jump into the action and start something impromptu, right? That is what a host does. That is what an MC has supposed to do. This is where I had a backup plan, and I picked out contestants within the crowd, conducted a mini contest within themselves for talent, and handled it better. So I think my style of communication, which suits me better, is the interactive one. But also, one of the main reasons for me to join the Toastmasters Club is to try and retain the audience when only I am speaking, and if it's a dialogue kind of speech. That's it from my side. Thank you, Toastmaster Garima.
Very good speech, Toastmaster Ravi, and good to hear about your emotional turmoil while speaking, while addressing public speaking or addressing public, a large audience. I must say that it wasn't even look like your icebreaker speech. You already have such a good command over vocabulary, over grammar, over the addressing people. You also, your experience is reflected in your today's speech. I must say that um, the confidence part of it, I think we all are dealing in some another way, to some extent, to larger extent, and we are here to improve or to work on the same part. And I'm sure we will learn from your experience and you will learn from us, and looking forward for more such speeches from you in your journey to TT in Toastmasters Speaker Squad Club. Okay, let me just move on to the next section. Before the next section, let us we just a little bit deep dive on further more values which are important, and leaders should demonstrate in their behaviors. So one of the values that I personally like is one thing that I feel that is important is about respecting individual. When you are in any workplace, at any event, you must respect everybody and build a culture where differences are respected and appreciated. When you have a diverse group of people, then you get different viewpoint from the and that becomes a strength of an organization, because you do not have people from from a particular geography or gender or continent. So you have a varied group. When you respect, you build a culture of respect and appreciation. You get different viewpoint, opinions, and that's when you cater your organizations. I mean, you get better planning or strategy to reach your goal or vision. So respecting individual is one of the key value that I feel for anybody should have. Now the next most important value that I feel is resilient. Resilience, there is no, I mean, the business need to, I mean, you will have, it's a nature of a business which is change. And as a leader, you should be ready to influence your team, or either resist or influence them for a change. That's where resilience become one of the important thing, whether you how you are taking it and how you are uh, how should I say that? I hope the word itself speak about being what resilience, how you demonstrate resilience in your behavior. Now, give without spending much time, now I would like to move on to the next section, which is a table topic section, wherein you will be allowed to speak impromptu on the given topic, which our table topic master TM Madhusmita will address. And to just to give a short introduction about TM Madhusmita. One second. So TM Madhusmita, she hails from Bhubaneswar, and she is a technical business analyst by profession. She enjoys She enjoys reading novels and gardening in her spare time. So let's give a huge round of applause to TM Madhusmita for conducting the next session, which is Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Garima. Hi, everyone. So I will be conducting the table topic master session for today's session. Keeping in mind today's theme, that is leadership values, I have formed those questions. And let me share my screen. I'll ask everyone to volunteer and take up some questions and provide your views on leadership values. I'm sharing my screen. Hope all of you can see my screen. Okay. May I know who is interested to take up the first question? Anyone, please raise your hand. Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Himans. For you, the question is, suppose you are leading a team, how do you motivate an underperforming team member? Let me repeat again. Suppose you are leading a team, how do you motivate an underperforming team member? Toastmaster Himans. You are in mute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhusmita. This is a topic that has come time and again in my life. I have over 10 years of team management experience. We have to define what does underperformance means. The underperformance is not sometimes deliberate. Sometimes it's more of a function of how, what has the team member gone through in the past. So breaking down that underperformance is important. It could be because the person doesn't know what is expected, and he is probably spending energy on other areas due to whatever maybe beliefs he has developed about his work. Second could be that he's not very well enabled and motivated in terms of the purpose of what is the end outcome that is expected. Unless that is understood well for each team member, it's hard to solve the problem. And motivation is something we think that we can go and give a very good speech and the person will remain motivated for the remaining part of the year. That doesn't happen. It is more of a function of you give some level of empathy, you develop that empathy, you develop support, and after that, once the foundation is set for the team member, you should be able to talk about what lays ahead, identify the weaknesses, have a one-on-one talk on a regular basis. Which one thing which I have also seen work is trust check-in, where I can honestly give feedback to the other person can give feedback to me. So it doesn't work like a manager subordinate relationship. It becomes more like a friendly relationship where you are able to give feedback to each other. These are the things that motivate a person. One thing which we have heard quite often is a person is either motivated by rewards, or he's usually living in under some level of fear about outcomes. So if we are able to kind of remove that and bring the person to a sense of purpose, I think that's where magic starts happening. So there is no one single recipe that will get the person to perform. It's more about understanding deeply what the other person believes, holds values about, and help him tread the organization, the culture, the work very well. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Himanshu. Thanks for sharing your perspective of motivation one of the underperforming team member. Let's move on. Toastmaster Richa, how do you respond to criticism at the workplace? How do you respond to criticism at the workplace, Toastmaster Richa?
Criticism, my dear friends, is a double-edged sword, I'll say. Right? We often think that the moment people start giving us feedback or saying something which puts it at a position where we need to improve, or where we are in face to face uh, with the improvement points of improvements within us, we often tend to be defensive. Now, this is a situation which has arisen a lot of times, obviously, in my life. Uh, However, over time, there's something which I've seen a drastic change in. And to be honest, Toastmaster is a platform which has helped me out really a lot drastically in improving myself in this area, because in Toastmaster we realize that feedback is a part of life and none of us are perfect. We accept our imperfections, we appreciate people for their imperfections and for their unique perspective as well. So that has helped me identify the fact, or realize the fact, that uh, maybe people are not perfect, and that includes me as well. So obviously, whenever someone is coming and giving you a feedback, be open to it. Realize that there are areas where you need improvement, and everyone does, right? However, the way a feedback is given also matters. When the other person wants to put you in a place, or wants to put you down, that's not kind of a feedback that I take very dearly to. Those are the people whose criticism I kind of ignore completely. However, when there are people who I know think or want good things for me, want me to go up the ladder, I really welcome their response, their feedback. And those are the feedback where you'll also hear a lot of positives about you, along with a few improvements which you can take up, right? So be wary, not all criticism is meant for you. And when the right ones are available, do take it positively and work on it, so that you help yourself be a better version every day. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Madhusmita.
Master Richa, for sharing your insights about how to handle criticism at the workplace. Okay, let's move on to Toastmaster Ravi. So the question for you is, what type of leader would you not want to become? Let me repeat again. What type of leader would you not want to become, Toastmaster Ravi?
All right. So I would not want to become two different types of leaders. One, um, who does not understand the individual before giving the feedback or before coaching that particular individual. So there might be certain team members within your team who are as is very good. You just leave them untouched, and they are doing wonders. They're doing good jobs, and we are meeting all the sustainable goals and stuff like that. There might be people who really need coaching. So it would really depend on what person to be coached and how to coach. And certain leaders, I think, are very indulged with this leadership principle that they just want to push the personal agenda or their style of working, right? So their style of working might work for them, but might not work for others. So that is something that I would be very cautious about. Also, if someone is really struggling, then I would not want to be a leader where I'm either hand holding too much and just firefighting on a daily basis, or also I would not want to be a leader who is just keep on criticizing and not understanding what are the wins that motivate that particular person. So I guess I've listed out 3 to 4 different types of leaders that I don't want to be, but that's my suggestion.
Thanks, Toastmaster Ravi. Thanks for sharing your views. Let's move on to Toastmaster Priya. Toastmaster Priya, the question for you is, what's the most dangerous behavior that you have seen derail leaders' careers? Let me repeat again. What's the most dangerous behavior that you have seen derail leaders' careers? Toastmaster Priya.
Okay, so for any bonding between the leaders and the team, I think the two main pillars are communication and trust. These are the two main pillars, and if you don't build that within your team, then it is very difficult for you to function as a leader. You may be a leader, but people won't accept you as such. They won't give you that respect which you want to earn. So being a leader, it's not always expected that you work with empathy, not at all, because that won't sometimes lead to the desired results. But at the same time, that being said, it is also not it should not always be the case that you always be very strict to your people who team members. You have to have a right balance between with empathy and strictness, and you have to maintain a communication, effective communication, wherein both of you can communicate to and fro, and trust. If these two pillars are not built, then I think so it is enough to derail anyone, a leader's career. He won't survive in the long run.
Thanks, Toastmasters Priya. Thanks for attempting this question and sharing your views. Anyone is there to volunteer, or shall we wrap up the team session?
I think we have a guest. Would you like to go?
Yes, sure.
Thanks, Mayur. So the question for you: two employees left your team just before the deadline on a big project, and you are leading the team. How would you change your leadership style to meet the deadline? Let me repeat again. You are leading a team, and two employees from your team, they left just before the deadline on a big project. How would you change your leadership style to meet the deadline? Ayush.
Okay, so a bit critical question. Currently, I'm in the same situation. So basically, to meet the deadline for our project, my first step would be I'll request my team members. Can you please extend your your joining in new company for a few days? If they are okay with this, then we don't need to worry about that, and we try to find out the alternative resources within that period, and we can take all the credentials or all the knowledge transfer session with them. And if the second scenario, if they are not ready and it is not possible from them to extend their extend their joining, so I will ask him like, do you know some people who is also have the similar kind of skill set, so we can take the guidance from him, or we can uh, accept them as a team member to meet our deadline. So I think this is the two approaches I can follow to meet our deadline. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Mayur, for attempting the question. Thanks, everyone. I think we can wrap up PTM session for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhusmita, for coming up with such a nice topics for table topic section. Should we go ahead and have our guest introduction and then take session forward? Mayur, would you like to share about yourself? Like, where did you hear about Toastmasters and your purpose of joining the Toastmaster?
Yeah, sure. So from past 2 weeks, I'll try to join Speaker Squad. I mean, in the past, I can also join one of the meeting, but because of some work-related things, so I'm not able to join. I just came into the Bangalore, so and I want to continue my journey as a Toastmaster. So previously, I'll be as a Toastmaster in Central Delhi Toastmaster Club. So after a long time, I want to continue my journey. So I'll register on Toastmasters Club, and from there I can get the contact details of the Speaker Squad Club. So yeah, I'm looking forward to join the club. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you all. That's all from my side.
I think Garima's frame has frozen.
Yeah. Give her a
Maybe she is mesmerized by the speeches and the session that has gone so far. While she comes back, the structure to follow in the next session, what is left is we'll go over the speech evaluation Then we will talk about the responses, the feedback from all the tag team. And after that, we will have a survey to identify who, who did a good job today. I will also share my evaluation report for today in terms of how the session went. We'll wait for 30 seconds to Garima to join back. So let's do one thing. We can start with the speech evaluation. Over to you, Master Richa.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, actually, there's some network issues.
Yeah, no problem. Garima, can you hear us?
Mute. Some problem with my.
Maybe you can drop and join back.
I think let's go ahead with speech evaluation. Meanwhile, Garima can join. Okay, we'll start. Or she. Okay. Since it's an icebreaker speech, we all had this pre-received notion, right? Prejudiced notion that, okay, the speaker will be very new. The speaker will probably not be as confident, or maybe we will have some takeaways and there'll be a lot of feedback for the speaker. Howsoever, this speech was a very different one from a lot of icebreakers that I have heard for the speaker. There were so many good points that I could note about you today, Toastmaster Ravi. I'll start with what went really well. Then I'll go on to the points which I think you can improve on or work upon in the next upcoming speeches. And then we'll have an overall summary. That's the structure that I'll follow. Starting with what went well. As you mentioned that in your previous communication attacks that you faced, you found your confidence level to be low. Howsoever, that was not the case today at all. Your confidence was absolutely on point today. And I did not see any hint of nervousness or any hint of the fact that the audience here is completely new and you are going and talking about a point in your life where you were a lot vulnerable. The second thing is, as you mentioned in your speech, you worked upon your vocabulary and it was truly evident in your entire speech today. I think your grammar, your framing of sentences, the use of words were quite on point. The third thing which I really loved about is how you structured your speech right from the start. It's very difficult for newcomers to come and start their speech in the way that you did, talking about or painting a picture of the moment where you were there feeling a little nervous and all right. So that description that you gave in the beginning really helped capture the audience. At least it captured my attention, and you held my attention throughout the speech so much so that I actually missed to time you by a minute. So that's on me. You exceeding the time limit is on me actually, because I forgot to share the cards on time. But yeah, that's how good your entire speech was, even your entire body, right? You talked about how you realized what were your weak points and then how you improved on it. So you gave us not just your journey, you also gave us a lot of takeaways. And since we all are about public speaking here, it's a lot of things we all could take back as well in person. So overall, a fantastic job done in your entire speech today. Now coming to the points of improvements, right? Since you are already someone who has worked a lot on public speaking, I'll give you a little advanced feedback because I think your structure and all basics are pretty well covered right now. The first feedback that I have for you is, while a lot of your structure content was very well, I want you to work on the voice aspect of it, of yours. So where you could have improved is at the beginning, you had this entire description where you were talking about mind went numb and all of that, right? So your voice was at the same pace, while your pitch pace, everything is really good for the entire speech, you need to vary it at points where you want the audience to feel and paint the picture so that audience stays interested when you're giving such kind of stories to the audience, right? So at that point, try and work on your pitch and pace variations so that audience even can, feel that. The second thing that I would want you to improve on is this. I usually do not give, howsoever, your angle of your camera, right? Because all in all, whatever we could see was your face. Although your face had a lot of expressions today, according to your speech, we were missing out on a lot of your hand gestures, your body movements, and all, right? So if you can angle your camera so that at least your upper back along with your hands are visible, it would really make a huge difference to your speech. Altogether, a speech which I really enjoyed and loved listening to, with a lot of takeaways for everyone in this meeting. Keep coming back, keep giving more speeches. I'm sure you are going to challenge a lot of people out there in Toastmasters with your speaking skills. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richa. Great feedback. I could resonate with the feedback that you're giving. I haven't seen a speech so poised and captured the attention throughout the duration. One of the, obviously I saw some voice modulation in between where you were emphasizing a certain point, but I'm sure you can do even better, as Richa was saying. Now moving on to the general evaluation. First of all, let me invite Toastmaster Richa to talk about the timer report.
I'm back with the timings report, and a lot of us have read really gingerly today. Howsoever, the only ones missed out are the speaker and the evaluator, both because I missed out on timing both aspects. So our speaker, Toastmaster Ravi, took 7 minutes 19 seconds, and I, in my evaluation, took 4 minutes 21 seconds. For the table topic section, I've put the timings on the chat. Howsoever, I'll repeat again. Himanshu, Toastmaster Himanshu took 2 minutes 36 seconds. He went a little overboard beyond the 30 seconds. I took 2 minutes 28 seconds. Ravi took 1 minute 28 seconds. Priya took 1 minute 13 seconds. And Mayur, our guest today, was by 2 seconds under time before the green card. So he took 58 seconds. With that, all the best, everyone, for your next meeting. We are all really good, doing good on time. Back to you, General Mark.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richa.
Toastmaster
Yes.
Himanshu, can I take a few minutes before we begin with the general evaluation? Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so first of all, Toastmaster, Mayur, our guest who introduced himself, I missed part of his guest, but a part of his introduction, but I must say that kudos to his courage to come forward and take this attempt for table topic. So we look forward to joining your club, Mayur, and call you a Toastmaster Mayur actually, and looking forward for it. And now just going back to the theme for a few more minutes. Now I have spoken a lot about values and what are the important values that I know of, but I would like this forum to be a little more interactive and would like to hear from your point of view, what are the important values that you think you should carry, or you feel that that is your personality and you want to see yourself as a leader. Why do you think it is an important and you want to carry that? So just opening it for anyone to come forward and speak about one of their values. Anyone?
Anyone wants to speak?
Yeah, I guess.
Huh?
Toastmaster Richa, you want to say? Talk about the values.
I was saying Toastmaster Garima is again, her screen video seems frozen.
Yeah.
But anyways, I can go ahead. So one of the values that I try and live by is simplicity. I think we all tend to overcomplicate everything these days, whether be it a code issue, be it a problem in our life, or be it even the simplest joys of life. We try to think that unless something is really good or really big, really major happening, it's not worth it, or it's really not really worth our attention, or not really worth our happiness. But neither is the case. Try and break down things into as simple, granular situations or things as possible, and we'll realize that it doesn't take a lot to be either happy or to even solve a problem. Everything is really simple. Try and keep it simple, and even the codes and issues, some of the times we all tend to think with such complexity that we miss out on the simplest of solutions that we can offer. So yeah, just simplicity is one of the values that I try and live by. So what I believe in.
Is that's a great value, Toastmaster Richa, just a DTM Richa. Just wanted to understand one thing. Is that how or why you are so consistent with your cult and Toastmasters journey? Because your journey at TM or cult is really, really inspiring. We see your updates and others, I don't know who all have added or in your WhatsApp update, being your, being consistent with your fitness routine, being consistent with the Toastmasters journey and achieving you know goals one after other is truly inspirational. So keeping it simple is what really getting you there.
The simplest thing that I
Great,
do
great.
is show up. That's the simple mantra. Show up.
With confidence, I think the confidence also, I feel that
Confidence
you
comes. Confidence comes. You just show up. That's it. It's not that I don't
great
have.
to hear
It's
that.
not that I don't have bad days or I am always motivated. But I just
Just
live by
show up.
show up. Just show up. Leave the rest. That's it.
Great to hear that. Anybody wants to speak about the values that they feel really important?
One thing, it's good or bad, I don't know, but what I feel inside, I say it on the outside. And sometimes it doesn't work very well. But I try to
Communication.
be as honest as possible with people, even if it is my team. People talk about promotions, growth, their issues with other people, and I try to be as transparent as possible, so there is no interpretation between what I said and what they hear. Generally, it has helped in building a very good relationship with the team, and I haven't seen many issues coming up. But if I say truth to the power, then sometimes it becomes an issue, and then I have to moderate myself after I kind of.
So transparency and honesty is you follow as your core, one of your core values, Toastmaster Himanshu,
Yep.
right? And I think to a similar lines, I also have a similar personality to be transparent and be honest, and I get into issues quite sometimes, and I'm also learning to deal with it when I have to manage the senior leadership, especially. So we'll have a session. Well, I wanted to have a session wherein we'd speak about corporate dealing with the difficult people at workplace. Maybe we all can share our experience in that, but sometime later, because we all run into difficult situation at workplace where we'll have to eh, do different tactics to manage situation. But keeping it aside and sticking to the team, coming back to the theme and. Would like to conclude this session by saying that, which I started earlier, that it is very important that you demonstrate what you say. You just don't speak about it, and it should be part of your personality. And that's when people value you as a leader. That's what I feel about having a value-based leadership or developing you as a leader. And different people have different perspective about it. So with this, I would like to move on to ask TM Himanshu to proceed with the giving general your evaluation and feedback for the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Garima. We are already done with the timers report. I'll request Toastmaster Priya to share grammarian report.
Yeah, so many people use word of the day today. That is gingerly. Nice to see that. Some of the good usage of the words were emotional turmoil, shortlisted, inadvertently, numb, impromptu, resilience, double-edged sword, defensive, notion. Yeah, so that's it from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Himanshu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. Now coming to our counters report, let me just share my findings against each of the speakers. Garima, Toastmaster Garima, you used couple of times. You also used a lot of times so as a filler. In between you used and in one case used and 4 times consecutively, so a sentence became extremely long. You also tend to use I think And in the end, relatively near the end, you were also using I mean a couple of times. Toastmaster Richa, in between, you showed a little hesitation in the first part of the speech that you were talking in the initial phase, but more or less, I didn't find any other issues. Toastmaster Ravi, who gave the icebreaker speech, you used so couple of times, you used right couple of times, but again, and I think so. These are some of the things. These are some of the words that you have used in your speeches and in the table topics master. Toastmaster Priya, again you used so give a good number of times, 7-8 times, and again 5-6 times in one sentence you have used. Mayur, a couple of words that I saw you using, like, so yeah. These are some of the areas that we can improve upon. I personally used a lot of hours. I could notice 5-6 hours myself. And I'm not sure about, so if there's any feedback about my counter, I would love to hear that as well. Otherwise, good session. Thank you so much for as a tag team for delivering on what we promised. Overall, I have few observations about the session, which I can share right now. One, we didn't start on time. We should have started on time. The few folks, I actually just joined at 10 a.m. There were 3-4 people. So we should try to start the meetings on time. And since some of the roles were not filled properly, I do feel that, in some of the cases, we have done a subpar job of delivering on the roles, including me on presiding officer. I didn't have a good amount of content to share. Toastmaster Garima, a few feedbacks for you. Last time, actually, in the last session, we were trying to make the session more interactive. We were waiting for people to respond to you with updates. This time, in the first half of the session, you went solo and you did ask the question, but you didn't wait for other people to respond. So this is something that you can improve upon, and try to make it more interactive, just like you did in probably the second half of today's session. Also, I found that the speech today was very well done. The feedback was again excellent, given by Toastmaster Richa as always. For for the guest Mayur, I believe we should have done the introduction in the beginning, and thank you, Garima, for bringing that up in the middle of the session. That's all my feedback on today's general evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Garima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Himanshu. And I would like to, invite our PO to conclude the session. So over to you, Toastmaster Himanshu, and we can have a feedback and then close the session.
One quick question. Do we have a feedback form that we can share?
I
would request someone to kind of keep that ready. Probably it's either my or your responsibility, Garima, in the session. In the meanwhile, any feedbacks that other folks have, because we have already spoken about the feedback today. Mayur, Ravi, what is your feedback on today's session?
So I have a question actually. So this is my icebreaker speech, right? So now whatever pathway I choose, so this is the icebreaker speech done, and I move on to the next agenda, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how do I choose a pathway?
You haven't chosen the pathway yet, is it?
No.
Okay. Someone from the club will assist you first of all to understand which are all the pathways. You can then choose one in the toastmasters.org. Once that starts reflecting, then you can look at the topic in the next speech title and the description, and you will start understanding, what are the next topics or themes that you have to prepare your speech on.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
Yes, Toastmaster Mayur, your feedback. on the session, and how different do you feel is this from the central daily Toastmasters work, sessions that you used to have?
So today's session is also good. So I can get a lot of learnings, new things I also get to know. As Ravi said, I also have some confusion regarding the pathways. So if someone from club will assist both of us, it will be really helpful to
Sure,
understand. Yeah,
when was the year when you were part of the Central Delhi Toastmaster Club?
in 2022.
22. Okay. There's
Yes.
one part which is left for today, which I believe is a thought joke master, Toastmaster Garima. Have we covered it already?
No, we haven't. I have listed a few. If we have time, I can. Um, in the meantime, Richa, can you help us with the TTM? Richa, can you help us with the feedback session, feedback link? Because that's usually Richard used to do as PO, but I couldn't find this in the share folder. TTM, Richa, can you help us on that while I take the joke master session? So honestly speaking, humor is not my cup of tea, but I'm just trying to attempt to see how I'm perceived at in this part of the communication. So just listed down a few jokes and hope that will bring a laugh, because I feel I've recently learned that laughter is the closest distance between the two people. So to begin with, some of the jokes that I've noted down. So what do you call nuts hanging on the wall? What do you call the nuts hanging on the wall?
Walnuts.
Unluck.
Great. What has many keys but cannot open any doors? What has many
Keychain.
keys? No. What has many keys but cannot open any doors? A piano. Okay. How do you get your 4 suits for $1? How do you get 4 suits for $1? Suits for $1. Buy a deck of cards. Okay. The next one. What do you get when you cross a dog with a telephone? What do you get when you cross a dog with a telephone? This could be a little difficult, but think. Okay, so it's a golden receiver. What kind of a bird can lift the most? This you should be able to guess. What kind of bird can lift the most? You're speaking on mute, Mayur. If you can unmute yourself, you want to share something?
No, I'm just guessing.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's it from my end. You all have seen the feedback form that DTM Richa has shared. We can just give our vote on that. And in the meantime, TM Himanshu, you have any announcement for anything that you want to share for
I am just trying to edit. I think I'm not sure whether the form is opening or not, because last time also we had some issue.
I'll do. You're using the same form, right, Himanshu?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Just a second.
It shows.
Yeah, the form is open. The form is open. You guys can try voting now.
Okay. while the others are voting, I would urge people to take up more and more roles so that it is a learning opportunity to take up different roles. Ravi, since you are probably relatively new, one of the things that helps is if you try different roles, because it will give you exposure of how different people are performing and how you can also improve upon your delivery. It's not just speeches, it's also the roles that help you develop your communication style.
Sure, definitely.
We have the results. So let me just talk about them. Best role taker is Toastmaster Garima.
Thank you.
Best auxiliary role taker is Toastmaster Himanshu. And best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Ravi. With this, I declare the session closed.
And we look forward to meeting again with the next exciting topic. And I would like request others to come forward and take a TMOD role, whoever wants to, and come up with a different theme and topic for everyone to.
Yeah, just for the benefit of new members and guests, we have our division contest on May 5th at Shell, which Toastmaster Himanshu mentioned. It is completely free and it's a very exciting event. You'll see 100 plus people at least, since it's a division contest. The next level of contest is not free when you go to the district. It is a paid one. So there's the highest level of contest that you can attend free of cost, where you'll also get food, nice snacks, nice food and all, everything. You'll get to connect, you'll get to meet. So it will start probably 9:30. You can even come by 10, and then it'll end up around 3 o'clock or something like that, 3:30. So because you'll have table topics, prepared speech, evaluation, all three contests on the same day, and the winners from club, area, level, go division. So try and see if you're available on May 5th, even if you can come for 2 hours. That's also a really great experience for you to come and meet everyone else. Yeah.
Best
So
of luck.
TTM Richa, can we attend online, or it's just
I am not 100% sure if this. I think it is a hybrid one, because there'll be some contestants attending online. But as much as possible, try and come in person. It's near Bilandur, Eco World, right? So if you live nearby, come in
do we
person.
need to do a prior registration for that?
Yes, there's a registration. Just fill the Google form. We
There's
can share
a
this link again.
that was shared by Ramesh on Forza, Forza 4.0.
Okay.
So if you go there,
Okay.
there's a registration link mentioned, and along with the address. The reason that form is also required is if you're going to go personally, you need to have your vehicle registered.
Vehicle
okay.
also, plus they need the list, right? A lot of people will be coming as guests, so companies do require lists so that they verify.
But I have a
Okay.
question. So this is on whoever have say shortlisted at the club level, is it? The contestants?
The contest has to go, like, you have to contest at club level, then the winners go to area level, the winners, top 2 winners from area, go to division. So contest you can't, but you can definitely be a part of the audience. If you want, you can even take up roles. If there are any open roles, you can, if you want to take up roles, you can take up roles as well. Like the similar roles of timer and Toastmaster of the day that we have here, it will be there as well. So if you're interested, raise your hand, and I'm sure we can connect with
Perfect.
you with the right set of people to take up those.
Perfect. Thank you.
I have one question. Like for speaker squad, all of our meeting is online, or we can also plan physical meetings?
We meet online. We have been trying to get people to come offline. However, that has not been
Okay.
possible yet. Right, even in
Okay.
online, people are not able to find time as well as of now. But yeah, we do plan to see if we can meet offline, and we can start meeting offline at least once a quarter, and then maybe eventually once a month. But as of now, it's completely online.
Online. Okay.
Maybe we'll do the survey again after a month or so to see if we want to meet once a quarter physically.
At least we should meet once. We have not met in person
We
with
have the
all the people.
opportunity.
We can
Come
have
to
at
division
least one.
contest. A lot of people will be there.
I'll try. I'll definitely try, but we should have
And
one
also,
of
you are
our
asking
meetings.
online option, right? Come in person for even for an hour or 2 hours.
No, because I'm not in Bangalore right now, actually. That's the reason.
May 5th.
Otherwise, it wouldn't have been.
It's still time. You can still come back. But
Definitely.
nonetheless, thank you all for joining in, and we look forward to having you.
Thank you.
Join
Thank
the
you.
next
Thank
Thank
meeting.
you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you so
Talk to
much.
you.
Yeah. Bye.